Hi, Kate Mills here from ProfessionalMums.net. This is one of a series of videos that I'm doing where I want to share some of the ideas that I have about flexible working and also get a bit of a conversation going with the mums that are in the Professional Mums network. Tonight, one of the things I want to focus on is the idea that, there's many different ways of working flexibly. When I first started ProfessionalMums.net and I got the network up and running and I take it out to employers to say I've got this group of, highly qualified women who want to work flexibly, I met a fair amount of resistance from people who, when they heard the word flexibly, interpreted it as part-time and would turn around to me and say, we don't hire part-timers. And I've had a lot of conversations with people like that, and I've written a lot about the fact that flexible work and part-time seem to have become very much entwined, and they don't need to be. And this is about pulling it apart and just getting us thinking about what the whole basket of flexible work opportunities look like. So you might say that today I'm talking about how flexible work is more than part-time work. So if I was just to when I think about it in terms of a little bit of a matrix, if you like. So I'll just run through some of those ideas. So obviously we've got full-time work, and the vast majority of the workforce works in full-time roles. We've got part-time work, which is when the ABS statistics come out, is normally shown as being the fastest growing area of work, part-time opportunities. We've got job share, which, I think used to be considered a little bit niche, but if you talk to a lot of women who have really wanted to pursue their careers, a lot of them are looking at job share opportunities and saying it's the best way to progress your career, better than working part-time for reasons I'll talk about in a different video. And then if we look down below that, we've got project work. So that's when you take on a project of 3 months, 6 months, a year and 2 years. And, you take on a little bit of the risk that comes with doing that. Now, those are the four kind of most obvious ways of working. I think the other thing you've got to do is then think about putting an overlay across that in terms of the tiny little permutations that can apply to each of these. So first of all, you've got the idea of location. So you can be working in any of these ways and have real flexibility around location. It might be something like working from home, but it could also be working from various offices, various different areas, on-site, off-site, that kind of thing. Excuse me. Or some kind of telecommuting arrangement. We've got compressed hours, which is a very popular option for people, I think. The idea that you can do your full-time role or your part-time role or however many hours it is, and you can compress those hours into less days, so you get 1 day a week free or 1.5 days a week free. And then, of course, you've got to think about that in terms of, is this a permanent role or a contract role? And all of these could be permanent or contract roles. Now look, this is really just the beginning. You could fill this whole board up because there's so many different ways of flexible working, and that's really the main thing that I wanted to get across, because that flexible work is a lot larger than part-time work. And I think that's a great conversation to have with your employer when you first start talking about working flexibly.